Have you ever wondered why your house smells old even when you've bathed, cleaned, and tried your best? Families rarely mention it, but they feel it the moment they walk in. It isn't always you. Sometimes, the smell lives in your clothes, your bedding, and the air itself. This is the hidden side of senior odor. You wash your body, but the fabric around you holds on to oils, sweat, and even a compound called 2-nonenal, releasing the scent again and again. It's why so many older adults feel embarrassed when guests open windows, light candles, or cut visits short. The good news, you don't have to live with it. In this video, we'll reveal the 5 most common household habits that trap odor and how to replace them with simple, fresh routines. These fixes cost little but can change the way your family feels when they're with you. Stay with me until the end, because the final habit is the one that often makes the biggest difference, yet very few people ever think about it. And before we start, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips that restore freshness and confidence. Reason 1. Clothes, the forgotten source. The first overlooked source of odor after 60 is not the body itself, but the very clothes that touch it every day. You may shower, scrub, and keep yourself spotless. Yet if your shirt or sweater has absorbed oils and sweat, the smell lingers. Clothes are like sponges. They trap the fatty acids and natural compounds that increase with age, including 2-nonenal. The chemical strongly linked to old person smell. Once absorbed, fabrics release it back into the air long after you've bathed, making you believe the problem is your body when it is actually what you are wearing. Robert, 72, faced this exact challenge. He was proud of his hygiene and wore his favorite cardigan daily, rarely washing it because it looked clean. But during a family gathering, he overheard his daughter-in-law whisper, "That jacket has a smell." Robert was stunned. He had assumed his showers were enough. When he began washing his clothes more often and rotating his wardrobe, he noticed his family no longer avoided sitting beside him. What changed wasn't his hygiene, it was the freshness of his clothes. The science is simple. Sebum, the oil your skin produces, increases oxidation with age. This oil rubs onto collars, cuffs, underarms, and fabric fibers, even if you can't see stains. The residue remains. When it mixes with bacteria and sits in warm closets or drawers, the odor deepens. Fabrics like polyester trap more odor than natural fibers such as cotton or linen, which breathe better and dry faster. Neglecting laundry habits is easy to do. Many seniors grew up with the mindset of conserving clothing, wearing garments several days in a row. But what worked in youth no longer works in older age because the chemistry of the skin has changed. Now, daily changes of underwear and socks are essential. Outerwear like shirts should be washed after 1 or 2 uses, not left hanging for weeks. Jackets and sweaters may look clean, but need periodic washing or at least fresh airing in the sun. Even accessories matter. Scarves, hats, and even blankets carried on the shoulders can absorb sweat and oil from the skin, holding odors for days. One of my patients, Irene, age 70, discovered that her musty smell didn't come from her body at all. It came from the scarf she wore every afternoon without washing, when she replaced it with clean cotton scarves and washed them weekly. Her daughter stopped opening windows during visits. Small laundry habits make a big difference. Wash clothes in warm, not boiling water, because too hot water can damage fibers, but warm is enough to remove oils. Add vinegar or baking soda occasionally to neutralize stubborn odors. Dry clothes completely before folding, because dampness feeds musty smells. And when possible, let the sun do the work. Sunlight naturally disinfects fabrics and leaves a freshness no detergent can match. Caring for your clothes is not just about appearance. It is about dignity. When your garments are fresh, your presence feels lighter, and your family responds differently. It may seem like a small shift, but it speaks volumes to those around you. And once you begin to see how much impact your clothing has, The next step is to look at where you spend the most time, the very place where you sleep each night. Reason 2, bedding. The nighttime trap. The second hidden source of odor lies in the very place where you spend 1/3 of your life. Your bed. You may bathe carefully, change into clean clothes, and still notice that musty smell clinging to you. The reason is simple: your bedding, sheets, pillowcases, and blankets quietly collect sweat, sebum, and dead skin cells night after night. Over time, they become a breeding ground for bacteria, and instead of waking refreshed, you rise with the faint odor of everything your body left behind. Think about it. Even when you don't feel sweaty, the body naturally releases moisture and oils during sleep. Seniors especially produce less sweat during the day, which means more of it is released in small bursts at night. Combine that with dry skin shedding flakes, and your bedding becomes a reservoir of odor. When you lie down again the next night, the smell seeps right back into your skin, hair, and clothes. This is why fresh bedding can transform the way a room smells. Pillowcases should be washed 2 to 3 times a week because they soak up facial oils and saliva. Sheets should be washed weekly, and blankets or duvets every 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the season, and never underestimate the power of the sun. Hanging bedding outside allows ultraviolet rays to kill bacteria and remove odors in a way that detergents alone cannot. Many seniors delay washing bedding because it feels like heavy work, but small adjustments make it easier. Rotate 2 sets of sheets so one is always ready. Ask family members to help change larger items, or use lighter blankets instead of heavy duvets. Even spreading your blankets in sunlight for a few hours can make a big difference. And there's another hidden factor: pillows and mattresses. Over the years, they absorb oils and moisture that no amount of surface washing can fix. Replacing pillows every year or two and using washable mattress covers prevents odor from building up. It may feel unnecessary, but the freshness it brings to your home is worth it. Fresh bedding is more than a comfort, it is an act of self-respect. It tells your family, this is a place you can relax, a place that feels clean, and when your bedroom feels fresh, you feel more confident welcoming loved ones into your home. If you agree that clean bedding is a key to freshness, comment on the words "fresh bed" below. And don't forget to like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this series. And yet, even with clean clothes and bedding, there is still one part of daily life that silently spreads odor everywhere you go. Reason 3. Shoes and socks. The silent culprit. The third overlooked source of odor is right under your feet. Shoes and socks may seem harmless, but they can quietly become one of the strongest contributors to old age. Feet have more sweat glands than almost any other part of the body. Even when you don't feel sweaty, your feet release moisture all day long. Inside closed shoes, that moisture has nowhere to go. It soaks into socks and shoe linings, mixing with bacteria and creating a powerful odor. For seniors, the problem grows worse because circulation slows with age, making feet cooler but also sweatier in confined spaces. Add in toenail fungus or dry, cracked skin, and the odor intensifies. John, a 68-year-old retiree, experienced this firsthand. His son offered him a ride to a family gathering, but halfway there, he cracked the window and said, "Dad, your shoes smell." John felt humiliated. He showered daily, but he often wore the same socks 2 or 3 times, and his shoes never had a chance to dry fully. After our conversation, John began changing his socks daily, using cotton instead of synthetic fibers, and rotating 2 pairs of shoes so each could air out. Within weeks, his son said, "Dad, the car smells fine now." That small change restored not only John's confidence, but also the closeness in their outings together. The science explains why this works. Bacteria thrive in dark, moist, warm places, exactly the environment inside a shoe. Socks absorb sweat but also trap it if worn too long, Synthetic materials hold odor, while natural fibers like cotton or wool breathe better and reduce buildup. Even clean feet will begin to smell if they stay inside unwashed shoes or damp socks. Simple changes make a world of difference. Wash and change socks daily. No exceptions. Choose cotton or wool blends that allow moisture to evaporate. Rotate at least 2 pairs of shoes, giving each pair a day to dry. On humid days, stuff shoes with newspaper or sprinkle a little baking soda inside overnight to absorb excess moisture. And whenever possible, let your shoes rest in sunlight, the cheapest and most powerful disinfectant available. Don't overlook slippers or house shoes. Seniors often wear them for months without washing, forgetting that they too absorb sweat and oils. Most slippers can be machine washed or at least aired outdoors. Fresh slippers alone can cut indoor odor dramatically. Shoes and socks may seem minor, but they travel with you everywhere. When they carry odor, they spread it into cars, living rooms, and bedrooms. When they are fresh, they add to the sense of cleanliness that makes you proud to welcome family. Once you've addressed what you wear on your body and on your feet, it's time to look beyond clothing and fabric. The very air you breathe and live in can either carry freshness or trap the smell you've been trying to escape. Reason 4, ventilation and home environment. The fourth hidden source of odor is not your body or your clothes at all. It is the very air you live in. Imagine a home with closed windows, curtains drawn, and no circulation. At first it feels cozy, but after days and weeks, the air becomes heavy. Cooking smells linger, body oils cling to upholstery, and steam from the bathroom seeps into corners. Fabrics absorb those odors like sponges, only to release them again each time you sit or lie down, even if you shower and dress in freshly washed clothes. A poorly ventilated home can surround you with a stale scent that others quietly notice but rarely mention. Science explains why this happens. Odor molecules need airflow to disperse. When air is still, they build up and concentrate. Humid environments, especially kitchens and bathrooms, allow bacteria and mold to thrive, producing musty compounds that cling to skin and fabric. Seniors often face this more than younger people because they spend longer hours indoors, which means the stale air becomes their constant companion. Over time, the house itself develops what many call old person smell, even though the true cause is simply trapped, uncirculated air. Fresh air is one of the most effective remedies, and it costs nothing. Open windows twice a day for about 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening. That short burst creates cross-ventilation, sweeping away stale air and replacing it with oxygen-rich freshness. Use fans or vents in kitchens and bathrooms where odors accumulate fastest. Even in winter, a quick airing will not chill the house too much, but will reset the atmosphere dramatically. Fred, 71, once hated opening windows because of the cold draft. Yet whenever his daughter-in-law visited, she would quietly open them within minutes. Embarrassed, Fred finally tried airing out his home twice daily. Within a week, he noticed a difference. "It feels lighter," he said, and for the first time, my family stopped rushing to open windows for me. Beyond windows, modern helpers can make life easier. A small air purifier with a HEPA filter removes odor molecules and allergens, and especially useful when windows must stay closed. Bathrooms should be kept dry. Moisture is the perfect breeding ground for mold and mildew. Keep the door open after showers. Wipe tiles quickly, and use an exhaust fan if available. Carpets and curtains are also hidden odor traps. Vacuum carpets weekly and wash curtains every few months because they hold on to the very compounds that make a room feel musty. Natural solutions work too. Bowls of baking soda in corners or near trash bins quietly absorb odors. Indoor plants like spider plants, peace lilies, or aloe add beauty while gently improving air quality. Avoid heavy air fresheners, which only mask the smell and sometimes mix unpleasantly with natural body odor. True freshness comes from clearing the air, not covering it up. A fresh home is more than a clean environment. It is an invitation. It tells your loved ones, this is a place where you can breathe easily, a place that feels alive. That sense of openness brings dignity and warmth to every visit. If you are ready to take this step, comment the number 4 below, and remember to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the final habit, which may be the most surprising of all, because even with fresh clothes, clean bedding, and good airflow, there are still hidden items in your home that quietly carry odor day after day. Reason 5, household items, hidden carriers. The fifth and often most surprising source of odor does not come directly from your body, your clothes, or even the air around you. Instead, it hides in the everyday items you use without thinking, things like towels, pillows, blankets, and even the fabric on your favorite chair. Over time, these items quietly absorb sweat, oils, and saliva, and because they are used so often, they rarely get the attention they need. A towel can look clean after a few uses, yet it may already be filled with bacteria and moisture. A pillow can feel soft and comforting, but night after night it gathers oil from your skin and flakes from your scalp. Slowly, these objects become silent carriers of odor, leaving you wondering why the smell lingers even after you have cleaned everything else. Susan, who is 70 years old, struggled with this for years. She kept her home tidy, washed her clothes, and even changed her sheets regularly. Yet her daughter once told her, gently but honestly, that the house always seemed to have a stale smell. Susan felt embarrassed and confused. Until we discovered the truth. She had been using the same set of towels for nearly a decade, washing them only once every couple of weeks. The fibers had worn down and trapped odors so deeply that no quick wash could fix them. When Susan finally replaced her towels and began washing them every few days, the difference was immediate. She smiled and said, "It wasn't me at all, it was my towels." The science is simple. Damp fabrics provide the perfect environment for bacteria and mold. Towels that are folded before they dry completely carry a musty odor that transfers back onto your skin. Pillows and blankets, even when covered, gradually collect oils and sweat that a pillowcase alone cannot stop. Furniture cushions, if not vacuumed or cleaned, slowly absorb the scent of daily use. Even smaller items like bath mats, dishcloths, or reusable shopping bags can hold smells when left damp or dirty. The good news is that these problems have easy solutions. Wash towels every 2 or 3 uses and dry them fully in the sun when possible. Replace them every year or two, because old fibers lose their ability to stay fresh. Pillowcases should be washed 2 or 3 times a week, and pillows themselves replaced regularly, ideally every 1 to 2 years. Blankets and duvets should be laundered monthly. With extra care during humid seasons, furniture can be vacuumed weekly, and removable covers washed to keep oils and sweat from building up. Even sprinkling a little baking soda before vacuuming can help neutralize odors. When you begin to care for these household items consistently, you will notice a powerful change. Your home will feel lighter. Guests will comment on the freshness, and you will carry yourself with more confidence, knowing that nothing around you is quietly working against your efforts. These may seem like small details, but together they complete the picture. Without addressing them, even the best hygiene, clean clothes, and proper ventilation cannot fully eliminate odor. With them fresh and clean, your home becomes more than just tidy. It becomes a welcoming space where your family feels comfortable staying, hugging you, and enjoying time together. And when all these steps come together, fresh clothes, clean bedding, cared for shoes, well-ventilated rooms, and renewed household items, you will finally see how much power you have to transform not only the way you smell, but also the way you feel in the presence of others. Final reflection. Now that we have uncovered the hidden sources of odor in your clothes, your bedding, your shoes, the air you breathe, and even the smallest household items, it becomes clear that old age smell is not a mystery, and it is not inevitable. It is the natural result of daily habits that can be adjusted with just a little care. Each step may seem simple: washing clothes more often, changing sheets weekly, airing out your home, caring for your shoes, or replacing worn towels and pillows. But when combined, these habits transform your environment. They cost very little, require no expensive products, and yet they restore freshness not only to your body, but also to your living space. More importantly, they restore confidence in your relationships. When the air feels clean and your surroundings are fresh, family members no longer shy away, and you no longer wonder if people are noticing something they are too polite to mention. The real message is one of hope. Odor is not a life sentence of aging. It is simply a signal that your home and habits need small adjustments. By making these changes, you reclaim dignity, comfort, and the joy of closeness with loved ones. In our next video, I'll invite you to take part in a 7-day challenge that brings together all these lessons into one simple routine so you can experience the difference for yourself. If this video has helped you, please like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel. And in the comments, write "I'm ready for freshness" to let us know you're joining this journey.